Very good morning to all dear students. Now, this class we are going to discuss another topic that is called Michelson Morley experiment. What does it mean by Michelson Morley experiment and how we can understand Michelson Morley experiment? Before starting the Michelson Morley experiment, very important experiment, Michelson Morley. It has changed total special theory of relativity concepts. Whatever we have discussed, it has overcome all the limitations, whatever we have discussed in the last class about Newton laws and particularly about the light. Before that, everything was a frame of reference was there. And when it's come down to the quantum to Michelson-Morley experiment, that failure has bring totally revolutionary change in the physics and propounded the special theory of relativity. Based on that, we got the Albert Einstein has propounded in the year of 1905 the special theory of relativity. So now let us discuss about briefly about the Galilean transformation, whatever we have discussed in the last class. Galilean transformation is a concept which explain about the invariance. Means only velocity is changing, length, mass, time, acceleration is not able to change. They are remain constant. That does not change. That is called invariance. Invariance means what? Invariance means it does not want to change. Only velocity is changing. A particle or a body. Suppose here you are seeing the particle move and when you go, if you are changing from one part to another part, it is only changing. No other particles are going to change. Understand? First part. Second part, what happens? Galilean transformation is defined where position and momentum coordinates are changing from one coordinate system to the another coordinate system. Or position or time coordinate systems. They are changing from one coordinate axis system to the another coordinate axis system. Understand? Diagram returns a value x dash to x minus vt. Y dash equal to y. Z dash equal to z. T dash equal to t. These are called what? These are called the actually the transformation, Galilean transformation. Another coordinate also we can write x equal to x plus vt. Y equal to y dash. Z equal to z dash. T equal to t dash. So what happens? We have transformed coordinates into the another. This is called inverse. Inverse transformations. Means we are doing the reverse. So right now the coordinates of position and momentum is also changing, or time coordinates also changing from one frame of reference to the another frame of reference. Understood? That is the second concept. And overall, we should understand absolute frame of reference. What does it mean? Absolute frame of reference. The absolute frame of reference is wrong theory does not able to prove. Why it is does not able to prove? Because it has said that there is something constant and does not able to remain same. Velocity with respect to the anything, it remains constant. So that's why that taken absolute frame of reference. But Lorentz transformation is advanced. We will discuss about that. But Galilean transformation is based on the velocity constant. Means any body or any particle are moving with the constant velocities, where only non-accelerated frame of reference are applicable. Other are not applicable. Understood? Only non-accelerated frame of reference of bodies are applicable here. Other bodies are not at all applicable in this phenomena. Understood? That point we should know. So like that, the failure of this Galilean transformation is when the body is moving very faster, acceleration is changing, it does not able to explain. Means the rate of change of velocity is continuously changing, it is not valid. The values are not accurate. So this become a confusion for the scientists how to apply, how to overcome this difficulty. So definitely require some another concept to overcome the difficulty. So what main difficulty of Galilean transformation or Galilean invariance? He added the term is invariant. Is nothing can be changed. That is absolute. So but in nature is nothing is an absolute frame of reference. So this experiment can be overcome by another. The basic one limitation we can tell in a summary that it does not able to explain the body or the particle is changing continuously. Only from x to x dash, y to y dash can able to explain. But when it is continuously moving, very fast it is moving, then it is becoming a very difficult challenge for the Galilean transformation. because only change of position and movement of coordinates is able to explain it. Understood? Like x is equal to x plus bt, we know how body is moving under the motion from one coordinate to another, but that not able to explain when it is moving very faster. So now let us discuss in this another experiment that is called the Michelson Morley experiment. This experiment is very revolutionary change. How, what, and how it is possible to change this. Let us try to understand here briefly about the Michelson Morley experiment. And lab is the main lab where the Michelson interferometer. From that we can able to. I will try to explain the concept. Why I am explain this concept? Because to understand you more easily. The Michelson interferometer or Michelson Morley experiment can be understand only based on the failures, whatever the failures we are having in this experiment. Understood? Let us discuss now what is Michelson Morley experiment. So now, dear students, let us discuss what is Michelson Morley experiment. Very interesting experiment. Michelson Morley experiment. We draw the diagram here and explanation part left and right, and middle will use the space for this experiment. So what does it experiment? So just now we discussed about the data of earlier class. Now let us discuss about Michelson and Morley experiment. The Michelson and Morley are two scientists put together and developed this experiment. That's why it's called the Michelson Morley experiment. And before that, we have discussed the absolute frame of reference. Absolute frame of reference means definitely for everything there should be an absolute frame of reference. Just on the starting class, introduction of special theory relativity, we have discussed that left hand side, right hand side, relative, and Akbar and Birbal story started, which is great, which is bigger line. Have come to know. But how to come to the conclusion? With the light, just now we discussed, light has the absolute framework. When the light concept came after Galilean transformation, that light has the absolute velocity with respect to something. So, when gradually, what happened? Absolute framework. Absolute frame of reference. This absolute frame of reference, what happened when absolute frame of reference came into the existence? It said C is equal to 3 into 10 power 8 meter per second. Understood? So light can travel to that speed. So Michelson Morley experiment has developed one assumption that everything has some light. Absolute means a perfect body should be there. We can suppose we can determine how to determine any body, whether it is moving or whether it is constant with respect to another body. We can determine. We cannot determine anything, whether it is a rest or motion. Entirely depend on the frame of reference. So Michelson Morley experiment has developed the concept that depend on the speed of light, or if they consider a reference that is called the ether. Ether is a medium. Suppose we would like to develop the concept that to determine the velocity of Earth with respect to what? With respect to the ether medium. So ether is a medium which is present on the upper surface of the Earth. So by using this concept, he developed the Michelson Morley experiment. So what is that experiment? Let us try to know. So before that, we should know one example. That if any body or object is traveling, definitely we cannot consider by one object whether it is moving or not. So definitely we require another frame of reference. Like Galilean transformation, we have discussed P and P dash, X and X dash, Y and Y dash, Z and Z dash, T dash equal to T. Like that, definitely each and everything we are having the another object or another frame of reference. Then only we can tell. So for every object or any event is occurring, we are having the two frame of reference. In same terminology, Michelson Morley experiment has assumed that we can able to determine the velocity of Earth with respect to another frame that is nothing but the ether. So let us see, ether is nothing but a layer which is present on the entire surface of the Earth. Suppose Earth is like this. So what we assume the entire surface of the earth is filled with either medium. So the earth is moving in and rest position. You want to determine at initial position and final position and sending by using what? By sending the light. By sending the light from the one medium to the another. A light is sending at the starting interval where the earth is in rest position. And we want to determine when the earth is under motion. GA and G dash A dash. I will draw the diagram. From the diagram, you can able to understand what actually the Michelson Morley experiment want to know. So that is for absolute field. Either is a layer which is entirely covered the surface of the earth. So like when based on the acceptance of the theory of light, involved the space is filled with the substance of either. Either it is supposed to be invisible, massless. It is invisible. It cannot be just drawing to understand. Invisible, massless, and it is presently occur around the surface of the earth and perfectly transparent, perfectly non-resistive, having the elasticity and low density. So like when Lorentz maintained the stationary ether concept, it was further supposed the earth moves through its disturbance. So like that the experiment had began with the hypothesis. Understood? Or carrying. So just now we have discussed in the last class also the different type of exams, train, where there is a station, opposite person, where there is how to determine the path of the body, whether for the person those who are in the playing, a child is playing inside the train and throwing the ball. So for him it is straight path. For the other person of the opposite, he sees that the object is moving the parabolic. Those who are standing on the station. Like that exactly opposite things the ways are moving. But everyone have one aspect to this frame of reference are. So let us start with ether is nothing but invincible, transparent, non-resistive, elastic material. It is cover entirely surface of the space. Understand? Like that we should understand. Now let us know from this diagram what we want to do. The experiment is started. Now we are using the experimental light from monochromatic extended source. Monochromatic extended source. The diagram is very useful. Here, light source we are using. Which type of light we are using? Monochromatic light we are using. Monochromatic light, it is falling on the lens. Falling on the lens. Here, so lens we are using. Here the light. S is the source, glass plate, G, glass plate is the hole, collimator where we are able to see the how the image is going to form. Understood? Like that we are having the diagram and we are the methods. Understood? Two methods we are a semi-silver, we are using. Semi-silver. And we have the points. Let us complete the diagram first. Then we can able to understand what actually. Here we have the A, and then we have the A dash, and we have M1. Understood? And then the G, arrow, and from here the light is actually moving in this direction and falling on this. From this to this line for D, and here comes the telescope. We can see the image. That is T, and here G dash. Here B. I will explain B dash, why we are using the B dash and this and A dash already got drawn. I hope nothing is blank. The light is falling off, and B symbol of cover, B symbol kept very important. Actually, we have missed it. Into B dash A, I and B. B represents the body is moving. Now let us see the diagram here. It is nothing but 2 and there is the 1. I will write the this mark. Now I will explain in detail what actually it is going to. When the light is on, what is happening? Michelson Morley want to the target of this experiment to determine the velocity of Earth. Understood? To determine the velocity of Earth with respect to the ether. So here the light is going to pass from here. So what happens? The target is here telescopic energy or Michelson interferometer total. And let us discuss about the arrangement, whatever we are having a monochromatic light. Monochromatic means what? Single wavelength. Single wavelength. And lens where the lens is held to light and path shall not get deviated from the other direction. And here semi-silver glass plate. Semi-silver. Half of the part is semi and another part is imaginary part. When the body moves. So overall the diagram, what are the requirements are there? We are using the telescope, source of monochromatic or single lens, semi-silver glass base, interferometer M1 and interferometer 2. And here the body, here M2 two mirrors, M1 and M2 is elongated at the sides of A and B. Like this. The light can go in the 90 degrees. So you should know that at 90 degrees M1 and M2 are understood. M1 and M2 are in two opposite directions of perpendicular 90 degrees. So what is happening now? The experiment of arrangement is over now. Now we are going to start again. Now switch on the light. Now the light, what happens now after switch on the light is falling here and it is going through this direction. What will happen now whenever the light is traveling? It is going through this semi-silver glass. In the semi-silver glass plate, it is going what way it is going? In the form of reflection, refraction, and transmission. Reflection, refraction, and transmission is going to happen here. Please note that what is reflection? Reflection, refraction, and transmission is going to happen. 1, 2, 3. Three things are going to happen. Sir, what is the reflection? The light is going here and getting back, return back, without going inside. First, refraction is it is going inside and getting bent up to some 50% of the semi-silver glass and return back. And transmission is what? It is going out of the layer. I am sine Snell's law. Sine equal to sine I by sine R. Incidence and reflection. So the ratio, what happens when the light can penetrate inside the glass plate? It is going to penetrate. It is coming out of the glass. So what happens? It is transmission of light is taking place and going along the direction of M1 and going the arrow is going and returning back after transmission. Again from here, what happens is going to the M1. One part of the line is going in this direction, another part of the going in this direction, and two waves are coming here. So what is happening here? Interference pattern is going to. Sir, what is meant by interference? Interference are nothing but it is a phenomena where superimposing of two or more images. Two or more images superimpose each other. We are getting the fringes. Fringes means what? Not circles. Fringes means lines. Different type of lines are going to get by using this experiment. That is called what, ma'am? It is called interference. The light is on, monochromatic. Again, an experiment is going in one, and here from M2 it is coming return back. Both are combined here and going. The time taken by the light is different. You will calculate that. First, and now the target is what our experiment is try to work our main point here. You are going to determine the velocity of Earth. Our speed of Earth is different, and sending the light from here and returning back. Some time t is taken. X and t, x is the distance. And what happened? Another point is I don't want what that is rest position. It's rest. And what is the motion? This body is moving. You should consider motion also. So how to consider? Because it is moving. So I should consider x as t dash. In this another point we should note down. Thus rest and motion. The body is under constant and other is moving. So here what happened? Here this direction if you are trying to see, A is the at rest position. When the earth is moving, or understanding, when the earth is moving with respect to the inner medium, we cannot consider because interference pattern means it is to get that we require two one. One is starting position, light is sending through all the inner medium and reflect and transmission is taking place. We have taken some value, initial value. To calculate the velocity of any body, delta x equal to x2 minus x1 is required. We require difference of 2. Then only we can calculate. Otherwise, we cannot able to get the exact value. Understood? Like that, we are going to get the now exact value. What is going to happen? Now, entire experiment is now moving along the direction of the light. Along the direction. First experiment, delta x2 is delta x equal to x2 minus x1. x2 is taken as what? x2 is at constant. And x1 is what? x1 is moving along the direction of earth. The entire aperture is moving. One is its position and another is moving along. Then we can calculate delta x, x2 minus x1 difference. Otherwise, we cannot calculate whatever the value we are getting here, rest position and motion position. Then the difference between both the light, what is the time taken to the light into the rest position and the time taken by the light into the motion. By calculating this two demarcation of differences, then we can able to conclude the value, exact value. What is the actual value? So that is the criteria for what? Criteria for Michelson Morley experiment. So this is the one point now we should know. Very, very important. Now the conclusion. What is the conclusion, sir? Why we are discussing this much? We get the conclusion is before completing. Michelson Morley thought that we will get some fringe pattern, but they got very, very small value. Very, very small value. Whatever they expected, 0.4 fringes. 0.4 because their absolute value should be there. This much, maybe 800 kilometers per hour, the velocity of speed of Earth. But we cannot able to determine. We are getting very, very minor, 0.001, very less. So this become a very conclusion. It failed. The experiment has failed to explain whatever the velocity of light is taken, the path difference. Due to that, we are not able to get the exact difference. Understood? So they got almost 0.4 fringes. But the negative result they got only shift about 0.01. They thought that 0.4 fringes. But we are getting 0.101 fringes. What does it represent? 0.4 fringes and 0.101 fringes. It represents the inaccuracy of the experiment. Inaccuracy or failure of the experiment. So is it true? No. So a revolutionary change has taken place inside the cycle. So whatever the value delta B equal to V2 minus V1. So they got the two values. The difference between the two light rays. One is going towards the rest position, another is at a constant position. Like that they got the two values. Let us see the two values whatever is. 2L by C by y minus b square by 2c square minus 2L C by b square 1 minus b square by c square. So the difference between the two values, I hope you are able to watch this. Film driving camera. Understood. I will try to write again. 2L by C, 1 minus b square by 2 square minus 2L by C. It is a rest position, it is under the motion position. Understood? So what is the value here we are going to get? We are entirely getting the different value. That is nothing but 2LC by 2 and C by minusing both 12 by C we are taking the common by minusing both plus 1 minus 1 get cancelled and we are getting B square by 2C square. B square by 2C where is the remaining value we are going to get. Now what happened? Whatever the 2 get cancelled, then 2 then 2 is getting cancelled, L square by C. So by substituting this value in this Morley, what we are going to get? We are going to get the fringes. Understood? So Michelson Morley experiment tried to perform, but he got the value how much? Got the value. How can we able to get L square by C cube? L is the length of the distance traveled, which is the velocity, C is the value. They got 0.001 meters like this. Very small like that. So this negative result, what is the negative result? Very, very important. This negative result, they thought that to calculate the difference between the two, they may get near 0.4 fringes. They have some certain assumed value. They should get at least 0.6 and 0.3, but they go 0.001. There is no very, very accurate, very, very small change. Means here the negative results have proved. Negative results have come to the conclusion that the velocity of light is constant. It does not depend on any inertial frame of reference. They don't have any absolute frame of reference. Means either is not there. Because if either is there, we should get the exact value. Exact value we should get 0.4 because that light should be get difference. The interference, please note that interference will get only when the difference of two waves. Difference of two waves imposing, then we can get the interference pattern. But here what happened? We are getting interference pattern. See, no change because whatever the light is going along the direction of the R or a stationary of the experiment. Stationary of the experiment is this 12 by C by 1 minus B square by 2 C square. Moving, both calculating and substituting and getting no changes in the fringes. They are getting the same. No change. So they have come to the conclusion that velocity of light does not depend on anything. It has own characteristics. Please note down, it has the own characteristics. It does not depend on any frame of reference. So before that, there was an assumption was there that assumption that there is an absolute frame of reference, and this negative results it gives the impossible to measure the speed of the R related to the ether of the concept fixed frequency. So it is impossible to measure the velocity of R with respect to the ether because ether is not at all. First result failed, and not only that, in this way the null result of experiment lead to the total rejection of ether hypothesis. From this null result, no result may found. Same. The light distance travel F1 and F2 are same. And all the distance means they were the light is the stationary and light is the moving with respect to the arc. So null result, given what result, given the null result has proved that there is no hypothesis. That is hypothesis because ether is not there. In this experiment lead to the total rejection of ether hypothesis. This suggests the speed of light is back to the same in all reference of frame. Please note down. Last one I'm writing. C is what I can write. C is same. C is what? C is nothing but velocity of light is same for all frame of reference. Whatever you take frame of reference, whether you are taking accelerated frame of reference or whether you are taking the non-inertial frame or inertial frame, means accelerated or non-accelerated. So it does not depend on any frame of reference. It has own. The velocity is already, whether you are sitting on the light also, it is always traveling. You cannot consider as a constant because it is already processing velocity. That is the characteristic feature of the light. That is nothing but 3 into 10 power 8 meter per second. Understood? It is not like that entire concept of special theory of relativity comes into the existence with the help of special theory of relativity came based on the Michelson Morley. It has totally changed. It is totally changed the concept about what? Concept about the absolute frame of reference. There is no absolute frame of reference is present in the nature. Everything is under a motion. Nothing is. Even though it is a motion, you should not get a different value. So orally, today class we will discuss the very important answer. But I said that every time they will ask, you can write what is the in the 1885 it is developed the Michelson Morley experiment. First definition, next experimental arrangement, experimental explanation, how set up, then expression delta of V2 minus V1, then conclusion the negative result came to the system. These are the main key points you should write in the exam. Then we can easily understand what are the things are going to happen. Understood? So this is about our overall today. Thank you. We will meet in the next class with the length contraction and dilation. So we are at the end of the topic. I will send the notes also. In this day after tomorrow today, I will send the notes. Please note down. Note down some key points here. Thank you.